So, I'm admittedly not the most well-versed in Transformers, but while it may seem like a bad thing on the surface, I promise that this video is more than meets the eye. Oh no, it's the unfunny joke goblin here to steal my pancreas! You know, in retrospect, maybe pancreas is the best name for a cat. So, Transformers. Kind of a big series. Unlike Dragon Ball, where I had no real experience with it before making that video, it's a little hard not to have some experience with Transformers. A series went on for exactly 40 years, with its thumbs in everything. Movies, cartoons, comics, toys. It's one of the rare franchises where no one can tell you what's the best way to experience it, which makes it hard for a newcomer like me because I have no idea how to get into the series. Well, my friend Jaden, aka Family Guy Soundwave, has decided to give me an in after filling out this giant tier list and requesting this video. This was intended to be the penultimate episode of these requests, but in that time I got 3 more. It never freaking ends. So yeah, Transformers. Fun series that I have some experience with. I've seen the Netflix and Nick shows for their respective watch-throughs, and I've seen episodes of Beast Wars, animated, and the original as a kid. But as much as I want to watch all animated and Beast Wars, unlike Ninja Turtles where all the media is pretty easy to find, Transformers has been split across time and space, and it's much harder to find it in all in one location, despite both being owned by Paramount. But once again, I have experience, like the movies. The other topic to celebrate the new film, Transformers 1. We're reviewing all the other ones. Weirdly, there's only 10? Equestria Girls alone has that many films. And that's a spin-off to a specific generation of MLP. I don't know, I just saw that one of the biggest franchises ever would have more. Oh, and sorry to spoil the fun, but I actually have seen 8 of these movies before making this video. Hence why I'm a newbie instead of a non-fan. That's how the Starscream crumbles, I guess. Here's every Transformers movie reviewed by a newbie. Let's transform and roll out. The first is, of course, Transformers the movie. Not the Bay one, the first one, the animated one. One where everyone dies. I already talked about it in one of my videos on movies based on cartoons, so a shorter segment to start off. But this is pretty easily among the best films here. The first Transformers movie is just really simple fun. Dark fun, like when more simplistic shows suddenly get big, grand, epic stories, like the Fair Godparents movies. The big thing here is Unicron. Big literally because he's the size of, like, at least 3 houses. Unicron instantly took the spot as the most deadly Transformers villain. The character is so grand and powerful that he treats every fight as if he already won. Not in a smug way, as he's very monotone, but in a I'm just above you way. He's a phenomenal villain, brought to life greatly by the late Orson Welles. Best known as a guy who got really drunk in a wine commercial, but not really. I think he was in that Citizen Kane thing too. Well, apparently he hates his role. Okay, enough dancing around it. This film is dark as heck. The reason they made it is introduce some new toys and write out the old ones since they weren't selling as well. So they took the natural way to do so. Horrifically and brutally killing every single beloved children's character in brutal fashion. Like, it's so messed up that you would have to enjoy it. Overall, this film is a toy commercial, but it's the best kind. The one bathed in blood, and it's got a killer soundtrack and genuine love put into it. So yeah, a fun time. Whether you're a Transformers fan or not. I have vague memories of watching Beast Wars as a kid. Not the whole series, just a few episodes. I really should go back to it. And despite the interesting look of the series, it's very well remembered as one of the best Transformers shows based on the writing and plot. Beast Wars Special Super Life Form seems like a great way to get into the series as it's a compilation of various episodes, but it's not. It's a Japanese exclusive release, as the series was huge over there. The first short starts off with Megatron leading a song about how great the Predacons are, where he calls his enemies gorillas. I know Primal the gorilla, but this feel is very racist. I'm officially canceling Megatron. Okay, so as poorly rated the animation is, I will say, the transformation scenes are really good. It's a really smooth transition from animal model to robot model. Wait, the robots still need to eat? Are they more machine or beast? You know, maybe this isn't the best thing to start with. One of them says they have a crack on their butt, meaning they didn't have the butt crack beforehand. God, this lore runs deep. Well, actually, I know the Rhino has one. Don't ask how I know this. So after a lot of nothing, really, Primal gets kidnapped, and after this wonderful shot, Unicron's ghost talks to him. No, you don't get context there. I don't have it either. Oh, and Primal dies. We will never see him again. You know what's going on. The second part is Leo Convoy is in immediate danger, which, as you can tell, is if we animated. Instead, using 2D animation. It starts with Heracross here singing about Costa Rica. So it's basically stories. The plot of this one is Galvatron summons a new monster to fight the heroes. That is it. Doesn't matter, the animation here is awesome. Fury obviously on my furries at some point, but still awesome. Again, sorry, not much to say here. Oh, and the credits have drawings of Transformers by kids, and it's better than any film ever made. It's adorable. I love this. And the final part is literally just a complete subplant of the episode Bad Spark. Still being thrown headfirst halfway into season 2. I have no idea what the frick is going on here. Who are you people? Who is this? Why did Sabretooth do a FNAF jump scare? What's with the sexual tension between these guys? Why is Primal suddenly blue? I have no idea what's going on, but it does make me want to check it out instead of frustrating me, which is a good thing. And of course we get the Michael Bay movies. Listen, I'm someone who is a very active watcher of late 2000s, early 2010s film criticism, where Bay was public enemy number one. It was basically a requirement to insult this guy. With hindsight, but for this film specifically, I don't think it was needed. I mean, I do respect the older works of Bay. How he set up shop, I got a few drops that I got milk money, roasted rock, now he's got that socks full of silk money. He ain't got that guilt money. He don't give a frick. He's doing what he loves. Making that motherfucking money. Sadly, that's kind of backfired to the point where everyone wanted this man's head on a spike. Like, remember when the Trolls movies were coming out? People kept referring to them as his movies when he was just a producer? Equivalent to blaming a random guy who bought donuts at your parents' donut shop right before bursting into flames for killing them. Also, he's apparently just a pretty scummy guy. Even if he's not pure evil, he can at least agree that AI is a big space potential since Ninja Turtles. Also, he's making a Skibidi Toilet. The first one was honestly a pretty enjoyable movie. It's not perfect. Like every bad thing you can say about the sequels is found here. They don't show Transformers that often. Optimus is more violent. A ton of fan service and racism. There's too much focus on the human characters. Bubble be pissed. But I think this gets by because there's not as much bad as the sequels. There's still enough Transformers stuff, including some pretty good action. Bad parts are brief. The good parts are plentiful. And I'm sure it feels so great to hear Peter Cullen as Optimus again. I mean, yeah, there's not much more horrible than Megan Fox's acting in it. And it's not fantastic, but it's fun enough. Solid film, even with this. Revenge of the Fallen is a highly anticipated sequel to the beloved first movie. Is it good? There's dog sex in the first 10 minutes. Yeah, this might be the worst one. Why is this film so racist? Well, why is this allowed? Tom Kenny, why would you do this? We have a lot of scenes of these obviously made for toy small robots. The ones we actually care about barely appear. But who needs that when you have seen a scorpion tail strangling Shia LaBeouf to death? Oh, okay, now she's hot. This film made me realize how boring the Decepticons are. They all look like just the same generic gray robots. Where's the color? The distinct shapes? The Autobots have that. But with the exception of Bone Crusher from the first film, they're all the same. I mean, Devastator has a very distinct look, but the problem is that he's the source of this scene. Talk about balls of steel, am I right? Up top. I probably stole that joke. Besides that, yeah, they took everything bad from the first one and made it way more apparent. Especially Bloodthirsty Optimus. This character should not say, "Give me your face." That is way too dorky for my liking. I do like Jetfire though. This cranky old guy who was abandoned by the Decepticons decades ago and joined the Autobots. Who gives the humans this feel on what the gentleman would have fallen? I don't know, I like his character type, and he's one of the more standout designs with a robotic beard. Listen, it's bad, you know it's bad. It does feel like the first film was a fluke. I get it. Bay gives people what they love, while the critics say he's evil. He's got no time to read reviews while he's working on the sequel. But he's not a bad director. His films are competently made. He can stoop low with a telephoto. No Bruckheimer, I work solo. But also this film is bad and I will take Bay's face. Have you ever heard the wolf cry of the Transformers Dark of the Moon? It's the third one. Bay makes that dollar, y'all. It's been a while since I've seen this film, so during my rewatch, I really happy when I brought up Shockwave. From very scared things I've seen from the series, Shockwave is consistently my favorite character. I love that he's usually purely loyal to the Decepticons, ridiculously intelligent, and always has the most standard design of any of these characters, with the one eye, the sleek purple, and of course, boobs. Here, he's an idiot. Goes out like a chump, has the same blank color as the rest of the Decepticons, and does not have boobs. Why? Honestly, all the villains are down like complete wusses. Even the main villain, Sentinel Prime, who despite that I do like. Mostly because of his voice actor, late great Leonard Nimoy. Best known for being the narrator in Seaman. I think he was in Star Wars too. Funny enough, this wasn't the only time in Transformers. He was in the original movie as Galvatron. The twist that he's actually evil is fairly well done. But like, the movie is still bad. What else would you expect from a film with Bill O'Reilly in it? First, a live action film does not have a joke about balls though, so you know, I think we're on the right track. Even if they fight a giant metal penis. I'm coming. We interrupt this Michael Bay to give you Transformers Prime. Like when it comes to blowing up, no director is equal. But I can only see racism so many times, you know? I am so glad to peek in Transformers Prime though. It's a very well loved and respected series that lost an Emmy to fanboy Chum Chum. While it isn't as talked about as some other series, it is one I've been interested in. And at first I thought Predacons Rising would be a great way to get into it. The problem is that it's its finale, so as you can guess, it's actually the worst way to get into it. I can kind of piece together the plot. Megatron has apparently died, but before he can fully rest, Unicron chooses him as his avatar to wage war against all. So all the remaining Transformers have to team up to take him down. You know the meme of someone seeing an image in a different language and saying it's probably really funny? That's my thoughts on this film. This would probably be ridiculously cool if I knew Lee's take on these characters. Even without that though, this is a fun film. Lots of great fights and moments for each character. They just kind of mean nothing to me. I do like this one character though, Knockout. He's a lot of fun. Might be brain rot though. Yeah, this is good, I just don't have enough context.
He'll find a way to save you.
We can turn to Vector.
Oh yeah!
Agent of Assistant gave me one of the things I really wanted in these movies. the Dinobots. They appear for like 10 minutes in the end. That's fun! Oh my god. I don't know if you heard that, but there's an echo. I echoed in the room. Like there's like metal pipe in the room. That's a script. This is not script. I don't even know if I'm gonna play this in. Like I broke the freaking sound barrier by saying fun there. What power does Michael Bay give me? But actually, this is an improvement. There's a lot more focus on Transformers than usual. The action is still pretty good. The military human villain Edger is genuinely menacing. And for the 3 frames that are on screen, the Dinobots are really cool. Even if I wish I talked. Also, we got another new Autobot. Hound. He's voiced by John Goodman. He's the best character. Genuinely, I think Goodman is super underrated as an actor. It literally doesn't matter what project he's in. He'll always give it his all. But not every performance is good because this film has T.J. Miller in it. Please stop making me watch the thing with T.J. Miller in it. Oh, and speaking of actors, no more Shia LaBeouf. Now Bay's gonna prove that he can make Mark Wahlberg make some mother frickin' money. He's fine, and like, I don't care about the humans, so whatever. Actually, I care about one thing with the humans. This line goes hard, and I'm tired of pretending it doesn't.
My face is my warrant.
Also, I do kind of appreciate them trying to explain what Transformers are, and else I make them. But why is My Little Pony here? And why is it so obvious Rainbow Dash is CG? Probably just the more sell-it bullshit Michael Bay would do. Anyways, the top of the thing you want me to talk about? Yeah, so for very important reasons, trust me guys, Mark Wahlberg's daughter is dating someone who's older than her, despite her being a minor. Something brought up in the film itself. Her boyfriend then pulls out a freaking copy of a law that confirms it's not illegal actually. He's not a enter whoever the latest person is to be exposed. The law says it's okay. The laws in Texas where this takes place do not actually support this. He's actually a creep if we use real world logic. Why do we need flying robots? Bro has a seat on Epstein's plane reserved. Honestly, there's probably a second best to the Michael Bay films if he didn't decide to randomly throw 90% of Pokemon fandom in there. Anyways, this film is the worst because there's no Linkin Park in this. What's even the freaking point? Oh, and why does Optimus have a visual mouth? Listen, I want to kiss him too, but this is just a natural. Last night was when Bay realized he's heard enough crud from all of you. Time to show you what a real star can do. What he can do is make a film that I think was made intentionally to be bad, in an entertaining way. I mean, look at this.
No fear.
He took his check to the bank and sent it with his nuts. Because with his gift from above in the eyes of an eagle, he actually made something enjoyable. Like, I'm not just going to call Last Night the pinnacle of cinema, but it has good action. I didn't focus on Transformers. They took Epstein off the writing staff. I think I have Stockholm Syndrome. Like, yeah, the film's stupid. Megatron literally introduced his crew using freaking Suicide Squad tags. This film is bad, but I like it. A new Transformer is introduced, and he's a sailman junkster played by Steve Buscemi, who Holland immediately hates. It's so romantic, they despise each other in every universe. Oh, notably, after voicing him for the first 3 times, and being Galvatron Age of Extinction, Megatron is no longer voiced by Hugo Weaving. Instead, original cartoon VA Frank Welker is voicing him. And he's of course as fantastic as ever. I will say, I was really excited to watch this one when it first came out, since I heard Unicron was in it. Unicron is not in it. He's heavily teased and confirmed that the Earth is Unicron, but he never, like, fully appears. Cringe. What isn't cringed, Anthony Hopkins. I mean, rather than all live action films have this one highly respected actor that's just absolutely going ham, and Hopkins is this film's. And you can tell he's having a blast being this grand old dude. He's loving it even after Megatron hits him with the exploding rim gif. He really rises this film to being my favorite of the Bay films. Oh, and Optimus is evil for like a decent chunk since he gets possessed or whatever. He's basically the same, like, dude's already pretty heckin' evil. It ain't rocking any more Oscars if I slept Michael Bay, but I appreciate it. Even if, again, I feel like I have an invisible gun to my back.
I got it, boys!
Bumblebee is notable for being the first Transformers film to not be done by Michael Bay. Which, like, thank God, I'm out of BRB quotes. It's a prequel focusing on Bumblebee meeting with a girl and trying to adapt to human life, as 2 Decepticons hunt him down and try to take over Earth. This film is fantastic. Honestly, I know I said the animated one is the best film here, but I may have to take it back and give that honor to this. Maybe, they're pretty close. The friendship between Bumblebee and Haley Steinfeld is really cute, and yes, it takes a lot from E.T. and Iron Giant, and I say, good! I like the kid and the creature dynamic. And the cheesy yet sincere 80s vibe is great because, well, it's Transformers. It is a cheesy yet still fun 80s series. It can make those silly jokes and have over-the-top characters, but still emotional when it wants to be and play it straight. And it works. I love films that feel like they're from the 80s without shoving it down your throat. The recent Lisa Frankenstein being a good example, and this certainly qualifies. Also, while this is a slight continuity reboot, it kept one thing from the original. Another antagonistic human with an actor have an absolute ball. And his name is John Cena. Cena playing a more grounded military official who's the only character who realizes how deadly Decepticons are in a comedically serious way. He's great. Oh, and while it's brief, we see Cybertron here. And like, it's colorful? The Decepticons have actually distinct looks? Shockwave my goat is there? God, I wish I could see more of this world. but the film we did get is a banger nonetheless. And since one is coming out today, and very clearly nowhere near big enough to get an exclusive screening, that means the most recent we can go is Rise of the Beasts. I actually also talked about this one briefly in my video on everything I watched in 2023, but that was a ridiculously short segment. My thoughts on it now? I like it. Not fantastic, but it's solid. That puts it above most things here. This one finally brings Unicron to the live-action films. He's been teased for a while, but he's finally here. He never fully transforms, he's just a big circle for the whole thing. A little disappointing, but hey, I appreciate he still talks and is a full character, and not just, oh yeah, he's Earth. Unicron may be my world, but this isn't what I wanted. The other big thing it brings is something we've all wanted. Monkey. Yeah, they finally bring the Maximals, and they're really cool. They're barely in it. I mean, Primal gets a fair bit of attention, but that's just Prime. I want all the beasts to rise. But that can be basically written out. I think the Rhino has like one line, but they look cool, so I'll allow it. This film is flawed. Like again, it's back to understanding human stuff. Optimus is still a dick, but they've toned down a bit. And then the big fight scene happens in the end, and it's so raw. Take everything back. This goes hard. Also, they do try to explain why Optimus is the way he is, so I appreciate it. I also feel like the main villain, Scourge. Weird to see a character taken so seriously in a series, but Peter Dinklage really gives him a great menacing performance. Great when they put him into a commercial with Peppa Pig, but still, overall, this film is rocky, but still a lot of fun. Better than most of these. And that's the Transformers films. They've had their ups and Optimus primarily their downs, but I think overall, I like these films. Again, Stockholm Syndrome. The series has to separate from Bayman, because I think there's a lot of things you can do with these characters. Just look at the comics and how bizarrely dark they can be. I love to see that in the films. Ranking, Worst to Best, Revenge of the Fallen, Dark Side of the Moon, Age of Extinction, Super Special Life Form, Last Night, Predacons Rising, Transformers, Rise of the Beasts, the movie, and Bumblebee. Look at those last two can be swapped, and I'll be perfectly content. I really want to get into this franchise more, whether it be the cartoons or the comics, but I'm glad you're finally to be able to discuss the most influential series in all of animation. I gotta say, Transformers truly has the touch. They got the power. Oh no, the bad joke goblin is back! He's gonna use evil magic that destroys souls! Oh yeah, I forgot I don't have a soul after watching Revenge of the Fallen.
Bumblebee, stop lubricating the man.